It is the year of the World Cup in Qatar 2022. The biggest event in the world. All countries waiting for this moment. Well, some of them, whoever qualified. Not all countries will be in it, but it's always a spectacle, and the world stops for a few weeks just to observe this and see who wins. The world of football or soccer has always been controversial with technology implemented in the game. It's always been a war between the refs and the spectators. They implemented this new tech, I think, in the last World Cup called the VAR. And basically, it assisted the referees with a replay system similar to some other sports. For instance, I think the NHL hockey in the U.S. has a similar VAR system where they can stop and then call in the technology, which are cameras placed on the stadium, and view the replay to I guess revisit the whatever it was to say, okay, I made a mistake, so we're gonna change the call, and that's been one of the biggest controversies in soccer and football, because the idea has always been, or the concept has always been, that the referee's first call is the final call. And if they revisit that, it's not accurate anymore, because now you're changing the call. So this led to a lot of talks about implementing this, but they did implement it in the last World Cup in Russia, and it worked. There were some plays that were called off, and eventually it changed the way the cup proceeded. So if that technology wasn't implemented, whatever calls were revisited and changed would have, I guess, changed the history of the last World Cup. So now for this World Cup, it looks like FIFA has okayed the sensor ball and the semi-automatic offside tracking system for the 2022 World Cup. So new technology, as we see in this photo here, it's a complete virtual technology refereeing system that will have a house or a space in each of the stadiums. I don't even know if they're going to be remote to the stadiums, or each stadium will have this virtual refereeing system which they monitor each of the games. So VAR stands for video assistant referee. So basically the referee's eyes were the traditional camera. So whatever the referee saw on the field, last World Cup had the VAR, the video assistant referee, which had cameras around the stadium assisting the referee in visualizing the plays from different angles, right? So the system known as this new one, the automated offside technology, will implement more cameras to the VAR system. So it's called the SAOT, or semi-automatic offside technology. It's going to replace the old one, replace it with some new technology, add more cameras. So I see VR system that FIFA first debuted at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. This new system features 12 stadium cameras that will track the positioning of both the ball and each individual player, including 29 different data points on each player's limbs and extremities. On top of that, a ball outfitted with a motion sensor will be used in each match, which will deliver live data on players' positioning at the time it kicks. So lots of new technology being implemented in the FIFA World Cup or in soccer, football in general. This always has been a negative effect on the culture and the traditional way of watching a soccer game. See, the thing is, when you watch a soccer football game on television versus if you watch it at the stadium, you get two different perspectives, because on the television you can watch the replays and argue about the original play. You're the VAR, you're the assistant referee, because you're watching the replays, and then you're coming up with your own conclusion at home. And every time you yell at the TV and you yell at the players and you yell at the gameplay and you yell at the technology, no one's hearing you. Only your family and friends that are watching with you. So nothing is going to be changed there at the game. If you're at the stadium, you're watching the actual gameplay, you might miss the call, like you might miss whatever happened, but they do have monitors at the stadium which will replay sometimes what happened if it's something very controversial. If it's a penalty or something, offsides is probably the biggest thing. And if you're the referee in the pitch, in the field, that is even harder to visualize what happened, because you have one referee running back and forth inside the gameplay, and then you have two referees on each sideline, each side of the fields, running back and forth, also observing either an offsides or some kind of, fraction, something that happened. So now they're adding 29 cameras or data points, I guess. They're putting a ball technology which will pinpoint things, some data on players. And I mean, it's bound to happen. I mean, more technology is getting better. The cameras are getting super high definition quality, and the more they advance in quality, the more you're able to slow down the footage, zoom in to the extreme, and watch an actual play being replayed in very slow motion, and you can analyze it to make the right call. So a lot of people don't like this. They prefer the traditional refereeing system, which is whatever you see on the field, you make the call. If it was the wrong call, it is what it is. If you make the right call, it is what it is, and you live with it. But now FIFA is moving forward with the technology. They want to continue putting more technology to make the game fair, because FIFA's always they've been trying to push more of the fair play system, and technology is making that happen. There's an interview with one of the biggest referees in FIFA that has refereed multiple World Cup games, matches, and he's for it. He's one of the top guys that is actually pushing for this technology. So who knows? Maybe not this World Cup, but in the next World Cup, we won't even see any referees anymore. The referee model, as far as a referee in the field of play, will disappear, and we will have more technology implemented on the field where the ball, the stadium, the cameras, sensors, all of that will dictate the gameplay and will produce 100% accuracy in offsides, in missed goals, crossing the line, penalties, tackles that shouldn't have been tackles, or if it's a red card or a yellow card decision. So many possibilities. So, what do you guys think about this tech in soccer, football? Should FIFA continue this? Is it the right move? What do you guys think?